To kick things off, let's briefly take a look at the official TV commercial for Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. Yeah, you could consider this to be a character reveal trailer, in the same way my hands reveal my body count. Well, this could be considered to be the first official advertisement for the original N64 game, which did reveal a third of the original character roster, so I think that means this counts. And I'm glad it does, because this commercial is delightful. We open on a bright and cheery field as we see the 90s most iconic foursome, Mario, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and Pikachu.
Yeah, they hang out.
These of course represent four of the most well-known Nintendo mascots at the time, so it's no wonder they wanted to use them in the trailer. Happy Together by the Turtles plays in the background as the four best friends skip along until Mario decides he's had enough of Yoshi's bullshit and starts beating the ever-living out of him. All the other characters join in the fight, revealing the game in focus to be Super Smash Bros., a fighting game with its main hook being the inclusion of a plethora of Nintendo All-Stars. And man, what a selling point that was. I love this commercial, man. It perfectly encapsulates the charm and crustiness of the N64 classic. Bless the original game's heart, but it is just not up to snuff with the more modern Smash Bros. Titles, both graphically and gameplay-wise. You could make the argument that later titles suffer a similar issue, specifically Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, but I would argue the original game is the title where this issue is the most prevalent. But hey, this was the N64 era, a period in gaming that doesn't necessarily hold up as much as others, but that doesn't mean this wasn't extremely novel for the time, both in reference to the game itself and its respective advertisement. But moving on to the GameCube, oh boy are we in for a treat. The second entry in the series, Super Smash Bros. Melee, was unveiled at E3 2001 via the game's opening cinematic, and it was marvelous. Not only was this meant to serve as the first official public showing of the game, but also as a means of revealing several new characters being added to the series with this entry. So yes, this counts. Characters revealed in this cinematic include Peach, Bowser, Zelda, Ganondorf, the Ice Climbers, Sheik, and Pichu, with several characters from the first game being revealed to be returning as well. Now, Wolf and Ridley were also featured in this trailer, but f*** you, you'll get them when we decide you're ready. This reveal is still insanely cool, even looking back at it in retrospect. Keep in mind, this was the first official public announcement of the game. To see it shown off in such a big, bombastic way, demonstrating how drastic of technical advancements had been made since the N64 title, which also, keep in mind, released only 2 years prior, it was electrifying. Or so I've heard, I wasn't there. Definitely a top-notch reveal if you ask me. Now, how did its successor, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, fare in comparison?
You think God knew this would happen?
The first official trailer for the Wii entry in the series was unveiled at E3 2006. Brawl was the game everyone was waiting to hear more about, and when we finally got that trailer, oh man, was it an exciting time. I would know, I was 4 and definitely knew what the f***ing E3 was. We open on Mario, Link, Kirby, and Pikachu all running towards each other, each of them depicted in their melee renders, until they suddenly shed their skin to reveal their brand new Brawl renders, and holy shit, is that denim? This trailer took a pretty different direction in terms of how it revealed the new additions to the roster this time around, with it first of all being an actual trailer made specifically to announce the game, and second, opting to be a little less subtle in its presentation of content, aka introducing the concept of the character splash screen, a tactic used in many reveal trailers in which the character suddenly appears on screen, usually in a dynamic pose, with their name displayed in big obnoxious text with some form of the phrase "joins the battle" alongside it. I'm surprised more advertisements haven't taken inspiration from this. Characters revealed this time around include Meta Knight, Pit, Zero Suit Samus, Wario, and at the very end of the trailer,
Showtime da.
It's like looking through a haystack and finding a f***ing bloody syringe.
Alright, so obviously, Snake being the first third-party character added to Smash Bros. Is something we've all come to accept, hell, come to appreciate. But at the time, with most of the characters in the game being primarily colorful and cartoony, and Snake not exactly fitting that description, on top of the fact that most of the games in his home series, Metal Gear, weren't even releasing on Nintendo platforms at the time, man, this just didn't feel right.
Huh.
I gotta say, this trailer was phenomenal to watch for the first time, more so than Melee's for me. And that's considering that, by the time I watched the trailer within Brawl's menu in 2012, it had already been out for about 4 years, and I had no idea what a Smash Bros was. But that didn't matter. I saw a Mario on the cover alongside a Pikachu and the guy from that game series I never played but knew he had significance to Nintendo, and a pink thing, and Pit from Kid Icarus from the Nintendo Entertainment System, released on December 19th, 1986, and that was all I needed to satisfy my little 10-year-old heart. And the fact that it revealed the series' first third-party character, all presented in a way that was so faithful to the original Metal Gear series, it was just the icing on the cake. Of course, I also had no idea who this fucker was, but it didn't matter. It was awesome, I think. And I can only imagine the excitement when this trailer debuted at E3 2006. It really must have made people wonder, what could they possibly reveal next to keep the hype train going?
Sonic's the name, speed's my game.
Well, I'll be damned.
The reveal of Sonic the Hedgehog as the second third-party character was a pivotal moment for the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. Maybe even more so than Snake's reveal. For years, Sonic was known for being Sega's answer to Mario, Nintendo's flagship mascot, which paralleled the ongoing rivalry the two companies had throughout the 90s. So to see him in a game alongside Mario, it was unlike anything we had ever seen before. Shut up. Of course, this wasn't the longest trailer, only clocking in at about a minute in length, but that was all the time that was needed to show that Nintendo wasn't f***ing around with this new Smash Bros. Game. Snake may have been the first third-party character revealed, but I think Sonic was the first one that really made everyone go,
Oh, shit.
And that was about it for character reveal trailers leading up to Brawl's release, likely due to the fact that most of the CGI budget for that game went towards the cutscenes featured in Brawl's story mode, the Subspace Emissary. Kinda disappointing, to be honest. I mean, there were a ton of characters that were new to Brawl that didn't get any sort of reveal trailer, like Diddy Kong, Toon Link, King Dedede, Wolf, Pokemon Trainer, Lucario, Lucas, Ike, Olimar, Rob. That must be why it didn't get a 94.